When you stand at the blackboard in front of the class and everyone is openly making fun of you, even the teacher, you want to burst into tears like a little baby. But I don't cry because then my mascara will leak, which, by the way, costs $200. My paper that I was supposed to present is ruined, and I can't remember a thing. My thoughts are jumbled up in my beautiful head. Some spreadsheets, some arguments. Wait, do my sneakers match my skirt? No, not now. The report. How hard it is to be so irresistible and stupid at the same time. Hi, my name is Brittany, and I'm the prettiest girl in school, or even in the whole state, but hopelessly stupid. Everyone at school knows me. Everyone in New Jersey knows me. And it's because I'm beautiful, and it's not about overstated self-esteem. I had photo shoots for teen magazines before, and even for makeup commercials. My looks are like a magnet that attracts everyone around me. But magnets have two poles. One attracts, the other repels. It's the same for me. My appearance attracts everyone, but my intellect terrifies a lot of people. Unlike my unattractive peers, I learned to read from my mother's fancy magazines. I learned numbers with their help. Except I didn't know the words that weren't in the magazine. Yes, and mathematical examples didn't add up in my head. I learned how to count from cosmetics deals. And what do I need all that for? Why do I need the word gravity, for example? It's all for boring nerds who make fun of me because I believe in magic. Well, how else do you explain that an airplane can fly? Or where lightning comes from? Or, for example, why we don't roll off from a round planet? Many times they wanted to expel me from school. But every time my saviors, the reporters from the local news channel, showed up, they were so fascinated by me that I first got featured in a report about the school. And then I got featured on city banners and online shopping sites. Such a popular girl is needed by the school, and the teachers had to give me normal grades. While in class, I painted my classmates' nails. It is true that my stupidity led to very unpleasant situations more than once. For example, once in high school, we had a costume party. I knew perfectly well that there would be no equal to me there. Everyone would be a corny superhero or characters from movies and games. I prepared a costume of a stylish pink bunny with rhinestones. No guy can resist me. In style, I burst into the auditorium, dancing to the music from my Bluetooth speaker. And then I noticed with horror that the party was really tasteless. Everyone, as one, dressed up as some kind of nerds. Ridiculous sweaters, books. What is this, a Harry Potter cosplay? But I wasn't confused. "Who summoned the bunny Patronus?" I shouted. "Young lady, what's going on here?" A woman came up to me who looked like Professor McGonagall. That's some real makeup. Nice cosplay. So, where's the pumpkin shake? Time to dance, nerds! Magic party! I jumped up on the table and started chugging away, confounding the nerds with books. However, instead of excitement, everyone experienced a fierce cringe. That McGonagall pulled me off the table. "What do you think you're doing? I'm calling your parents." "Listen, you play your part very well. Why isn't there any music?" I looked around, and my ears slapped McGonagall in the face. As it turned out later, it wasn't a party. It was a reading club. The guys rescheduled the party by writing about it in a chat room. But am I going to read tons of text? I only communicate using emoji. I ended up getting dragged right out of there by the pink ears. But I didn't care. I was still the most irresistible bunny at that nerdy party. One day, I had to do an art history project while being paired with another student. My partner happened to be David. Getting to know him is another story. Ugh, I hate that nerd. It happened in chemistry class. David had just arrived in class. The professor had paired me with him, told David to watch me, and not to put anything in my hands. But who could resist me? David was so into me that he forgot to take the chemicals off the shelf. So he asked me to get some stuff with an unpronounceable name. I went to the shelf and was shocked by the number of jars. But I was not confused. And I chose the prettiest one.
Well, now you can mix the green and the blue.
David looked at me with a stupid smile. What? Green and blue? That combination is out of fashion now. I took the red and yellow tubes and mixed their contents. And then chaos ensued. A thick foam rose up. Everything was hissing and bubbling. And it smelled so bad that it made tears come out of my eyes. We were all evacuated from the classroom, and David got so kicked by the teachers. From that moment on, he hated me for being so stupid. And I hate him for being nerdy. Blue and green. Well, you know those colors don't go together, right? And now we're doing a project together. We honestly tried to get along. I even gave him the code to my locker where I kept my report. But eventually, the teacher got so fed up with David's whining that we got separated. It wasn't a good thing, though. If I failed the report, I wouldn't be able to get away with it. It was a year's worth of credit. But would I, such an irresistible girl, doubt myself? When I do this report, I'll be not only the prettiest, I will also be the smartest girl in my class, I exclaimed in class.
Brittany, can you even read?
David grinned. If I do this, you can take me on a date. So what? David may be a nerd, but he is handsome.
If you fail the report, you'll be dressing in secondhand clothes,
he countered. Ugh, those words took my breath away. What a pervert. Me and a second hand? You see, I had no choice, so I had to do everything myself. The only thing that kept me going was my friend Judy. She and I have been friends for a long time, and I supplied her with clothes that didn't fit my style. Also, Judy hated David as much as I did. Can you believe it? It's done, I bragged. But how? Judy's reaction made me even prouder. I got the culture of France, and France is fashion. And you're going to beat David. You want a date with him. Well, he is handsome, I shrugged. Oh, I imagined him with a sour face taking me out to a restaurant. Except when I opened my locker on the day of the report, I almost cried. There was no report. It just disappeared, vanished. No, this isn't magic anymore. It's David. I'll kill you, David. Where's my report? I attacked the guy.
What do I need your report for?
Give it back. I'm not going to dress like a beggar.
Brittany, I didn't take it.
David was shocked. There wasn't much time to investigate. I had to find my report. Only David could have taken it. He knows the code. Judy confirmed my hunch, too. She said she had opened my locker today and the report was there. And then she noticed David approaching my locker. That's definitely him, Brittany. Oh, I can't imagine you walking around in cheap rags. Judy clutched her head. That's how I ended up in front of the board without a report. And David laughed, discussing something with his friend. That's okay, I have a surprise for him. I know the code of his locker too. And I know that the red and yellow cans in the chemistry lab can make a boom. My head was spinning with excitement. It also seems that the curl on the hairdo was lying incorrectly. And, oh no, what is Judy doing with her manicure? She's picking her nails, and she just got them done yesterday. Suddenly, one of her nails fell off, and I almost fainted. Fake nails? That's awful. I should give her money for a proper manicure.
So, Brittany, why don't you just sit back down?
The teacher shook his head condescendingly. I'm not gonna walk around in rags, I shrieked. The whole class froze, and I suddenly began to give a report. Can you imagine? The words themselves formed into sentences. I was helped by associations. For example, I wrote the first part of the report about the new album of my favorite band, so I remembered perfectly what I'd written. The writing process of the second part was interrupted by the new issue of Vogue from time to time. And so I told the whole report. Everyone was shocked. The teacher lowered my grade because I didn't bring a paper version of it to the class, but I got the credit. David came up to me after class when I was going through my locker. "You didn't try hard enough. I'm free tonight, and I only go to high-end restaurants." I was so proud of myself. Then the books fell out of the locker. David picked them up and then handed me something else as well.
This must be yours.
In his hands was a blue fingernail patch. Ugh, are you completely stupid? I don't wear that. It's a fake fingernail. I went to Judy's to celebrate my victory, but my friend wasn't in the mood. So I suggested her to get a proper manicure, because she already had 2 blue nails peeling off. Poor thing. I gave her money for a beauty salon and left to get ready for my date. But something struck me as odd. I thought about David, the locker, Judy, the nails. Oh no, that's right, fingernails. I should ask Judy to take a picture of her new manicure. Manicures are an essential part of any girl's look. And how could David think I would wear fake nails like Judy's? I mean, this is the extreme measure. It is weird that blue fingernail was in my locker. What was it doing there? What's even stranger is that Judy wasn't in the mood. Maybe she was mad about her lost fingernail. Wait, that's her fingernail. She took my report. Such a complex chain of thoughts just tore my head apart. I ran to Judy, stormed into her room. "It was you!" I shrieked. "Oh, Brittany, it's always taking you so long. How do you even survive with such a chicken brain?" "Why, Judy? What did I ever do to you?" I gasped with resentment. "I'm always in your shadow. How can a dumbass avoid problems so easily? And how did David even look at you? He doesn't pay any attention to me, and he fell in love with you at first sight. He hates me, and you hate him." "Your stupidity gives me a headache." Judy rubbed her temples. "He likes you, you fool." All in tears and with spreading mascara, I went to a restaurant where David was to talk about everything. I expected him to call me stupid too, but David suddenly said it wasn't like that.
You retold the report without a single stutter. Brittany, even I couldn't do that.
"But everyone thinks I'm stupid."
You proved everyone wrong today. I think you consider yourself as one. That's why you didn't even try to work things out before.
He suddenly took my hand, and I melted like a snowball.
Brittany, now it seems to me that you are completely different.
And you know what? David was right. For the sake of an experiment, I started turning my brain on sometimes. Yes, at first I had headaches and got tired from making very difficult decisions. But people started to look at me differently. I wasn't just a pretty doll. I became a girl who could study properly and not even get into idiotic situations. I also became David's girlfriend. Yeah, we're dating. So don't think you're stupid. Maybe you're not putting in enough effort, or you're just lazy. Do you consider yourself a stupid person? Write your answers in the comments, like this video, and share it with your friends so they can watch our stories too.